live on YouTube, and the stream will be available after. So if you want to watch it again, or if you want to share it with someone you know who missed it, I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the chat. Here we go. Oops. Here we go. So that's the YouTube link if you want to watch it again. And here we are. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Janet Forrest. I'm one of the adult program coordinators here at the Nantucket Athenaeum, broadcasting live from my living room. And my colleague, Amy Janess, is also here providing backup. I'm very excited for you all to be here. And I know all my friends and co-actors at the Short Play Festival is excited to be here. We're working on this year's festival. We have a number of submissions we've been reading week by week. So at some point, we'll bring you some new plays from this year. But in the meantime, we're looking back in time at submissions we've had in the past. We have 3 plays tonight. And then we have one that was actually recommended to us. So it wasn't part of the festival, but it was just so good, we thought we'd bring it to you tonight. Tonight is what we've called Cupid's Nightmare. We've done it at least since 2008. We were racking our brains last night to figure out exactly when we started this tradition, but it's been at least 12 years. So without any further ado, like I said, we have 3 performances, 3 plays tonight. I'm going to go ahead and introduce each one, so you'll see me pop in between them and enjoy the show. So for tonight's first play, it's called Fighting Mr. Right. It's by Barbara Lindsay. It's directed by Eve Messing, and it stars Casey Bocas and Pete Sendelbach. So please enjoy.
Are you peeking? You're not peeking, are you?
If I am, I'm not very good at it.
All right. And open sesame.
Well, my goodness, you certainly are a neat and impeccable housekeeper. I'm impressed with how tidy the room is.
Very funny. Just don't go into any of the other rooms.
Oh, no. Oh darn.
That show was amazing, wasn't it? My whole body is still vibrating. Boom, ba boom, boom, ba boom, boom, ba boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
How did you get such good tickets at the last minute?
I bought them 6 months ago.
Oh dear. For an old girlfriend?
Oh no, for a new girlfriend. When I bought them, I said to myself, chances are I've got to be pretty good. In 6 months, I'll have met somebody who likes Japanese drumming, and here you are. So I guess the chances were
100%.
Right.
Right. I always figure the chances are either 100% or 0.
Yeah, right. Because either something happens
or it doesn't.
Yes.
Right. Lucky for me, I could have gone my whole life and never known there was something that amazing in the world. Would you like some coffee or wine or anything?
Oh, no, thank you. Coffee would keep me awake and wine would put me to sleep.
There's a dilemma. Where does that leave you?
Right where I want to be, right here with you.
I'm afraid that's all I have to offer, and it's getting pretty late. So, well, thank you. I had a really good time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You want me to go?
It's pretty late, and I have to get up early tomorrow, do some work.
Oh, you work on Saturday.
No, different, other kinds of work. Housework, for example, so that you can see the other rooms next time. And workout work, so that you can see the rest of me next time.
Oh, okay. Well, good. In that case, good night, and I'll see you next time.
Yes, soon, I hope.
Marla, I know it probably makes me classically insensitive to have to ask, but is this a brush off?
No, not at all. Really, I swear. I truly had a great time with you, and I'm dying to see you again. It would just kill me if you didn't call tomorrow. Really. I've had butterflies all evening, the good kind. The kind where you just want to jump up and down and squeal. He likes me. We're on a date. I'm so happy.
I had those too. Well, the manly version, of course. But
Oh, I'm so bad at this part. I feel so awkward. So I thought we could just get through it as fast as possible.
so you see kissing as sort of like ripping off a Band-Aid?
No. Oh, no, 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 no. I love kissing. Kissing is like the doorway to heaven. I think kissing should last as long as possible, and it should always lead to something else and something else and something else and something else, and none of it, not one moment, should be anything but slow and warm and fierce.
What do you suppose would happen if I didn't go?
I know exactly what would happen, and I'm not ready for that.
Okay, but you might be at some point.
Oh, yes, believe me, I'm probably even more eager for that than you.
Yeah, well, that could be an interesting debate. So to be clear, this isn't let's just be friends.
Are you crazy? I've been trying to think of how I could get your shirt off you and make it look like an accident.
Hey, me too.
Oh, Joel, you are completely adorable. About 3 words into meeting you, I was already thinking about all these things I want to do with you.
Yeah, and yet here I am standing at the door. This, I believe, is what they mean by mixed messages.
Okay, yes, I see that. I'm sorry. If you want to know the truth, I made myself a promise that from now on, I am not going to sleep with any man. I don't care how much I want to until we've had at least 3 fights.
3 fights?
3 fights. And I'm very firm on this, and I mean good ones.
I don't suppose you have an actual reason for this.
I've already tried fast, easy, casual, shallow, unwise, ill-advised, and just plain wrong. I'm done with all that. I only want to be with someone who's in it for the long haul. I'm not willing anymore to get all attached in my heart to someone who's ready to walk out every time there's a change in room temperature. And I promise you, if we have sex, I will get attached in my heart. They're inseparable for me. This isn't a brush off. It's an invitation. Just not the kind you may have wanted.
Interesting proposition. Daunting, yet fresh, challenging, unusual, without quite crossing over into psychopathic. All right, I accept.
Really? Wow, thank you.
Although I have to say, I think this is a very stupid idea.
Oh, well, okay.
Sex is out, but fighting is encouraged. What's that?
It's just the best I could come up with to
What?
be sure of each other.
I'll tell you honestly, this sounds to me like a big fear of intimacy.
I am not afraid of being intimate. Fighting is very intimate.
Yeah, well, so is sex without the door slamming and the rancor.
I need the first kind.
Are you listening to yourself? This is completely ridiculous.
Fine, I'm ridiculous. Now you know.
Well, what else should I know? Are you frigid?
Wait a minute.
Are you maybe a liar too?
Are you trying to...
Are you one of those women who thrives on abuse?
Are you trying to start a fight?
Well, yeah, isn't that what you want?
It doesn't work that way.
Oh, help me out here. This is my first purposefully hostile date.
You can't make it happen. It has to unfold naturally.
Unlike sex, which is programmed by the numbers in some make-believe book of rules that you've got.
I'm not going to get sucked into this.
So you say we have to fight, but you won't. And you say you like me, but you're throwing me out. And you say you're not afraid of intimacy, but you won't even take off your coat.
I'm sure you think you're doing the right thing.
Oh, believe me, I have no idea what the right thing is in this scenario.
you could at least try to understand what I'm trying to do.
No, I understand completely. You think fighting is going to handle some fear you have about men leaving when the going gets tough.
Yes, I do. And I'm serious about this.
Well, then, let's fight. Come on. Come on. Work with me here.
But this isn't how I meant it.
Oh, Marla, have mercy. Give me a clue. Put footprints on the floor. Something. I'm lost here. Kiss? No. Fight? Yes. Like this? No. Now? Maybe. Close. Far. Up. Down.
It has to happen naturally.
Oh, but what if it doesn't? What if we were going to get along great and we weren't going to have a fight for like 8 years? What if we were never going to fight?
Trust me, that isn't possible.
Well, sure, now it's not, because you're actually asking us to manufacture some sort of conflict based on nothing but a weird chick idea that no man will stay unless you test him by making him want to leave. I mean, my brain hurts from straining to wrap around this.
You're making it all complicated.
I'm making it complicated. I'm making it. Well, tell me something. Whose mistakes am I paying for?
Oh, come on. Do you really not know what men are like?
As soccer buddies, yes. As boyfriends, not so much.
Men leave. I know that's a generalization, and I'm sorry, but it's true. I've seen men leave because their girlfriends gained 3 pounds, or couldn't play golf, or shook another man's hand, or got a promotion, or wouldn't dress up like the French maid. I've been left for no reason at all that I was ever told or could figure out. Just poof, he's gone like a puff of smoke. And I'm left standing there going, what happened? What happened? What did I do?
Maybe they left you because you're a bitch.
I can't believe you just said that.
Oh, I see. You only want pretty fights.
There's never a reason to say that.
Oh, so what are the rules? Nobody gets hurt, nobody gets touched? Seems to me that nobody gets to feel much of anything around you.
You leave.
I'm not leaving.
Leave right now.
I'm not leaving.
I want you out of here.
No. You say you want to fight? Fine. You want to make love? We'll make love. You can have it all or you can have nothing, but you can't just have the tidy little safe bits and pieces. Not with me.
Get out.
What's the matter? You can't take it?
Joel, I mean it. Get out.
No.
Get out.
Oh, yeah? Because if I leave, I swear I am never coming back here again, ever.
Fine. Get out. Don't come back and don't call. And if you ever see me, don't even talk to me. You creep. You bastard. You pressure me. You insult me. Just go away.
Fine. I'm leaving. Okay, that's 1. 2 more to go. You start the next one. I'll call you tomorrow.
Oh, God. I'm in love.
End of play. Well done, Pete and Casey. Our next performance tonight is, the next play tonight is actually from last year's competition. It's from the 2019-2020 Short Play Festival. And it is called The Argument. It's by Seth Freeman. It's directed by Pam Murphy, and it's starring Eve Messing and Bobby Iliev. Enjoy.
I think this is it.
No,
I'm pretty sure it is.
whatever. We can't stay here. We leave now.
I didn't travel an entire day on 3 planes to drive out here on your noisy, bumpy car just to turn around right now and leave. No,
We should go first hotel.
I need to come here first.
We only have short time in Jerusalem. You want to see Dome of Rock, Western Wall, Mount of Olives, Temple Mount, Knesset, Museum.
What I want at this moment is to be here.
You don't wish to enjoy beautiful city, sacred place for 3 great religions.
This is not a trip about enjoying.
You travel so far, but not enjoy.
Not this time.
Bummer. Is right, bummer?
Bummer is right. All right. This is it. This is it, Zev. It's coming back to me. So if you don't mind, I really need to be alone right now. Did you not hear what I said?
Oh, you said, if I don't mind, you want to be alone. I mind.
Whatever then.
What is gray powder?
It's not powder.
Then what is?
It's my mother.
You are saying you smuggled mother into Jerusalem, breaking many laws.
I'm saying you shouldn't watch. I mean, you shouldn't even be a part of this. I did warn you, you know. I mean, you chose to stay.
What am I not being part of?
It's something I need to do for my mother.
It's a little late.
It's the last thing when I was 2, my father, an archaeologist who was working here, well, he died. And my mother and I scattered his ashes on this hill. She wanted to join him.
You are sprinkling that person ashes. You break, I can't even count, 200 more laws, civil, religious, every religion. They lock you up, throw away a key.
You should get back to the car now, Zev, for your own sake, okay? So you have some plausible deniability.
We should have an argument about this.
I think we are having one.
I know you wouldn't go on a date with guide driver.
There's no rule against it, but that's not exactly on the agenda right now.
You are very accomplished, a musician, is that right?
I play the violin.
And you're very not married, they told me.
They told you right. I am very not married.
I would like to argue with you.
Oh, that's a lovely offer.
We stop, have time out, so you can think about what this means doing this. I argue for not sprinkle ashes. You argue sprinkle. You win arguing. We can sprinkle.
For a moment there, I thought you were leading up to asking me on a date, but you really are asking me out on an argument?
Yes.
Okay, so I win. You won't object to my sprinkling?
I'll still object, but I won't try and stop you. Here, sit on suitcase. I can sit on rock. You were close?
I'm sorry?
Oh, you and your mother. You must have been close.
Yes. I mean, it was just the 2 of us. I mean, we knew each other well. Too well. She wasn't easy. I mean, she's what we would call a controlling person. And I was the closest thing she had at hand to control. So making me practice, making me do homework, telling me why every guy I brought home was never good enough.
Explained why an accomplished person is so very not married.
Probably.
She controlled you to come to Jerusalem, make sprinkling of ashes?
Well, it was her request, and I want to honor it. But there's more. She wanted to be with my father, and I want to honor that kind of love.
Wow, you're good at argue.
Thank you, I think.
You know, when in grieving, it's also important to do life-affirming activity. Playing music, eating fine food, going to bed with someone nice.
Are you propositioning me, Zev?
What is proposition?
Propositioning, suggesting we go to bed together.
Excellent idea, but in the US, don't you date first, then go to bed?
Well, in the US, the customary order is date, sex, argument, but you seem to want to switch it up a little bit.
What do you think of our argument so far? You make case for honor love. I argue that you don't throw away your life by doing crimes.
I won't throw anything away if I don't get caught, and I won't get caught if you don't turn me in. Are you going to turn me in?
I would never.
Okay, Good then.
Yes, good. Okay, you win
I win?
the argument.
Oh, just like that. I thought you Israelis were a little more persistent arguers.
If I win, I take you to hotel, say goodbye. If you win, I get to spend more time together. Let's sprinkle.
Good. I don't like arguing.
You sprinkle, then we can cut to the chase. Yes, yoke.
Zeb, seriously though, you can't risk this. I'll sprinkle and stay, but you go right here and watch out for law enforcement, all right?
Okay, you go rest of the way alone. I have your butt.
Back.
Yes, yes.
Mom, Dad, after 40 years, you can finally be together. God bless you, Mom and Dad. And God bless your love. Thank you, Zev.
You're welcome. Time for hotel?
Time for hotel.
I have liked this day.
Yes. It's been the best argument I've ever had.
Me also. I'll be sorry to say goodbye.
It doesn't have to be goodbye.
No?
Maybe you could still help me with some of those life affirming activities.
Awesome. This is right, awesome.
Oh, awesome is right.
End of play. Well done, Eve Bobby. Thank you so much. We have some bravos from the audience. Okay, and our third and final play tonight is actually not from our competition. It was something that Amy Janess had recommended we do. The name of the play is I'm Herbert. It's written, the playwright is Robert Anderson. The director is Cynthia Sabe. And the actors, it's starring Cynthia Sabe and Bill Mogensen. So please enjoy.
At Rise, a very old man is sitting in one of two rocking chairs on a side porch. It is summer. He is bird watching, his binoculars to his eyes.
Hey, it's a Baltimore Oriole. Oh, it's a bobolink. A cardinal. Oh, there's another cardinal. Oh, it's a black-billed cuckoo. Grace, it's a black-billed cuckoo.
My name is Muriel, foolish old man.
I know your name's Muriel. That's what I called you.
You called me Grace. Grace was your first wife.
I called you Muriel. You're just hard of hearing. Grace. Grace, that's what I called you. That's what I said.
There, you said it.
What?
Grace. You called me Grace.
Oh, you silly old woman. You call me Harry, but I call you Grace.
Can't you hear yourself?
What?
I said, can't you hear yourself?
Well, of course I can hear myself. It's you that can't hear. I say you call me Harry sometimes, your second husband. Sometimes you call me George, your first.
I never did. You're saying that because you call me Grace. And once in a while, Mary.
Yeah, you just don't hear.
What's my name?
That's a silly question. Muriel, you're Muriel. Grace was my first wife. Mary was, well, she was a long time ago.
Mary was before Grace.
Well, no, she wasn't.
She was.
I should know who was my first wife, goddammit, woman.
Oh, that's safe. Just call me woman. We won't get confused. It's not very flattering, but it's better than being called the names of your other wives. My name's Muriel. Your name's Harry.
Did you hear? You called me Harry, pot calling the kettle black.
You got me confused, that's all. You could always mix me up. Back when we were going to Europe.
We never went to Europe. That was Harry.
You and I went to Europe.
We did not. Grace and I went to Europe on our honeymoon. That's when I had money, before the women had taken it all.
I've been to Europe with you.
You and Harry went to Europe.
Oh, I went to Europe with George, too.
Yes, well, I'm Herbert.
We've never been to Europe.
Singly.
Well, I think we have. You've forgotten.
I've got a perfectly good memory.
You can't even remember my name. You and I were in Venice together. You're ashamed to remember it because of the scandalous good times we had. You loved me then.
I didn't love you when you were in Venice having a scandalous good time with whichever one it was, George or Harry. Which was it?
It was you.
I've never been to Venice in my life.
Oh, yesterday you said you'd never been to Chicago, and I proved you wrong on that. Your second daughter by your first wife died there. We went to the funeral.
Grace?
The daughter's name?
No, Grace's girl.
Oh, Grace wasn't your first wife. Mary was.
Were you there? I tell you, one was enough. Two was more than plenty. I don't know what got me in the idea to try it a third time.
You were sick and you were too tight to hire a nurse, so you married me.
Well, I got well. Why didn't I kick you out? Oh, now don't cry. You know I didn't mean it. You were always crying. Cried buckets at our wedding, our son's wedding. Took on something awful.
We didn't have any children, and I don't cry. That was Mary. I'm Muriel.
Well, it's no wonder I'm confused, which I'm not. But you're all the time saying Grace, Mary, Muriel.
I was just trying to straighten you out.
What difference does it make? I answer when you call me Bernie.
I never called you Bernie. I maybe once or twice called you Harry, like when I woke up sudden like and didn't know where I was. But I never knew a Bernie.
Bernie.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, he'd be pleased to hear you say that.
Who was he?
You were carrying on with him when I met you.
I was married to Harry when you met me.
And carrying on with Bernie, but he cleared out.
That must have been Grace.
You were carrying on with?
No, Grace must have been carrying on with Bernie.
Grace wasn't married before. I was her first.
Not married, carrying on.
She was married to Harry and carrying on with Bernie?
You said she wasn't married before.
You were. You were.
What day of the week is it?
What's that got to do with it?
You can't remember anything anymore. Senile old man. Bernie Walters.
That's him.
Who?
Bernie Walters.
I never heard of him.
You just said his name.
Well, you've been saying it for an hour. I just repeated it.
You said Bernie Walters.
I said I never heard of him. And besides, I wasn't married to Harry when I met you. It was George. If I'd been married to Harry, I wouldn't have looked at you. Oh, fine, strapping man. May he rest in peace. Oh, what he did in Venice.
You see, it was Harry in Venice.
Of course it was Harry in Venice.
You said it was me.
You? Huh? You wouldn't have it in you to do a thing like that.
What? A thing like what?
Don't be jealous of a dead man. I've done my best to forget him, George, like I promised when I married you.
I'm Herbert.
Do you keep repeating that so you won't forget who you are?
You called me George just now.
A hearing aid's a cheap thing.
See here, Grace.
I'm Muriel.
Oh, you talk about me. What about you, Muriel? I'm Muriel.
Cuckoo.
Where? I wouldn't call you Grace. Grace was soft and gentle and kind.
Well, why'd you leave her then?
I didn't. She died.
Mary died, your first wife. You got sick of Grace and left her and married me.
Left Grace for you?
Yes, you silly old man.
All wrong. Grace was my darling.
She drove you crazy.
Oh, my first love.
Mary,
Mary drove me crazy?
she was your first love. You've told me about it often enough. The two of you young colts prancing about in the nude.
Mary?
Yes.
I never saw Mary naked. That was her trouble, cold woman.
That was Grace.
Grace, I saw naked. Oh, how naked. There was never anyone nakeder.
You can only be naked. You can't be more or less naked.
He didn't know Grace.
Mary, I did know Grace.
Naked?
Oh, keep a civil tongue in your head.
I never saw you naked.
No, and not likely to. What be the point? You couldn't do anything about it.
Oh, that's what you think.
Oh, you married me at 70, and you were through then, except for dreaming.
You're lying. We had some good goes together down by the beach.
You and I were never near a beach, and you were never near me in that way.
Oh, old women forget. Forget the joys of the flesh. Why is that?
I don't forget Bernie.
Who?
Bernie Walters,
Never heard of him.
my second husband. I was married to him when Harry came along, but Harry went away and then you came along. Oh, a long time after. Platonic marriage. That's what we've had, you and I, George, but it's all right.
Platonic under the willow tree that June?
What willow tree?
Oh, I've been good to you, Mary, for all your carping and your falling off in your old age, because I remember that willow tree. Muriel never knew about it. We were wicked.
If I thought you knew what you were talking about, I'd get mad. But I know you're just babbling. Babbling, Bernie. That's you. Herbert used to say, how can you listen to him babble?
I'm Herbert.
Yeah, if it makes you feel more secure. Go on, keep reminding yourself.
You called me Bernie.
Oh, sure, sure. And you've never been to Chicago.
I have so. I went there when my daughter died.
Well, I'm glad you admit it.
Why shouldn't I admit it? It's so. You just try to confuse me. Bernie, Harry, George, Grace, Mary.
Oh, you started a long time ago, slipping. Only then you were more honest about it. Very touching. When we went to Florida and you gave me the tickets and said, Grace, my mind's slipping. Take care of the tickets.
Your name's Muriel.
Yes, yes, lovey. My name's Muriel.
You referred to yourself as Grace.
Oh, very likely. Very likely.
You said I gave you the tickets to Florida and said, Grace, my mind's slipping.
Well, it was.
I've never been to Florida.
Ho, ho. Well, let's not go into it. Ah, the pongee suit.
I never owned a pongee suit.
You said it was the same suit you wore when you married Helen, and we had a long discussion about how ironic it was that you were wearing the same suit to run away with me.
Who's Helen?
You were married to her, silly.
I was running away to Florida with you, and I was so old, in my mind was slipping, and I couldn't remember the tickets.
Lovey, you're running a lot of things that happened at different times together now. Maybe you should just sit quietly for a while, Harry, till you get straightened out.
My name is Herbert.
That's right. We'll start from there. You're Herbert, and I'm Grace.
You're Muriel.
That's right. Now, let's just leave it at that now, or you won't sleep tonight.
I always sleep.
A fortune for sleeping pills.
Never had one in my life.
And you've never been to Chicago either, I suppose.
Never. Why would I go to Chicago?
Only because our daughter died there and we went to the funeral.
We had no children together.
I think we shouldn't talk anymore now. You're getting confused.
You never let me near your lily white body.
Ho, ho. And what about that afternoon under the willow tree? I think that's when we conceived Ralph.
Who's Ralph?
Ralph is your stepson. Good God.
I conceived my stepson under the willow tree?
I'd prefer it if we just remained quiet for a while. You can't follow a train of thought for more than a minute, and it's very tiring trying to jump back and forth with you. Just close your eyes and rest. Are your eyes hurting you?
No.
Oh, that medicine must be very good then.
What medicine?
You see, that's what I mean.
I never had any medicine for my eyes.
Yes, yes, all right, all right. Let's not argue, George.
I'm Harry.
Yes, yes, all right. Look, we'll just hold hands here and try to doze a little and think of happier days.
Venice.
Yes. Oh, yes, yes. Wasn't that lovely? Oh, you were so gallant. If a little bit shocking.
The beach.
Oh, the willow tree.
You were running around naked. Oh, lovely, lovely.
Yes, lovely.
End of play. Thank you everyone for coming tonight. That is our third and final play. I'd like to welcome the actors and directors back out so they can have one more curtain call, a virtual curtain call. Thank you, Eve and Pete and Cynthia and Bill and Casey and Bobby and Pam. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Have a great night.
Night. I left.